Welcome back to Flying Tiles. I'm so glad to have you here. These are the tiles we're going to be using today. And we only use 2, 4, 6, 8 tiles, plus the flowers and winds and jokers and dragons. So these tiles I used for Halloween, and I had some specially made jokers that say boo on them. These tiles go great with this mat because the mat has an orange trim that match the jokers exactly. Let's take a look at the 2, 4, 6, 8 category on the card. There are 8 lines. Looking at the first line here, there are 2 hands. So let's read the parentheses. It says any 1 or 2 suits. It's an exposed hand at 25 points. So the first hand there, it's all 1 suit. And the second hand there, that's 2 suits. So the 2 and the 4 have to be 1 suit together, and the 6 and the 8 have to be another suit together. Let's take a look and see what this looks like in tiles. So the first one, which I have as the top one there, is 1 suit, and the second one is 2 suits. So that's the one that I'm pointing to. That's all 1 suit. And then this one here is 2 suits. And I have bams and I have dots. The tile blocks are pung, pung, kong, kong, and jokers can go in every single tile block there. This tile block pattern, the pung, pung, kong, kong, is in a lot of the categories. It's in the 2, 4, 6, 8 categories, of course. It's in the 2026 category. It's in consecutive run, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 3, 6, 9 category. I'm just showing here that the jokers can be used everywhere in every single tile block. So the lower numbers are pungs and the higher numbers are kongs. This is a clean, readable, and structurally stable hand. We're looking at the second hand in the 2, 4, 6, 8 category. And let's read the parentheses. It says any 2 suits, and it's exposed, and that's worth 30 points. In this hand, you also have to pay attention to how it's printed on the card. So the green, that's 1 suit. So those 2 kongs are 1 suit. And then the red, the 2 pairs are another suit. The flowers, they're not suited and they're not corresponding to a suit. So they're neutral. The kongs and the pairs cannot share a suit. So that kong of 2s you see there, and then let's say the pair of 6s, they cannot be the same suit. It has to be as it's shown on the card. Our block tiles as pair, kong, pair, pair, kong. And we have our pair of flowers, and then our kongs are 1 suit, and then our pairs are another suit. This is clearly a pair-heavy hand. So this requires awareness of tile availability before committing. So before you commit to your kongs of 2s and the kongs of 8, you've got to make sure that you can get your flowers and the pairs of 4 and 6. So I'm just switching out the tiles for jokers. You can use jokers in the kongs, and all of the tiles in the kongs can be jokers. That's not a problem. So the real tricky part of this hand is your tile availability, since there are 3 pairs. We are looking at line 3, and this hand has winds. So we have in the parentheses, any 1 suit, east and west only, and it's exposed. It's worth 30 points. So east and west are the only wind tiles that can be used. They are the ones that correspond with the even tiles. This hand can be difficult because there's so many pairs in it. There's 4 pairs. And also, once you expose your pungs, you're pretty much locked in, and you'll need to play that hand. There's no other hand on the card that uses a pung of 4s and a pung of 6s. If I'm wrong, please let me know, but I couldn't find any. Let's take a look at the tiles in this hand. So the blocks are pair, pair, pung, pung, pair, pair. This is a nice block pattern, tile block pattern. It goes up and down. It's very even, very symmetrical. So the east and the west are the wind tiles that go with the even numbers. And likewise, the south and north, those tiles go with the odd numbers. After you've exposed your pungs, the flexibility decreases greatly. So it becomes a rigid hand once you've exposed your pungs, the 4 and 6s. Again, this is a very pair heavy hand. There's 4 pairs, and you have to make sure that those pairs are available for you since you can't use jokers there. We are now looking at the 4th hand down. This is the dragon hand for the 2, 4, 6, 8. I love dragon hands for whatever reason. Let's read the parentheses. Any 2 suits with matching dragons. These numbers only. It's exposed and it's worth 25 points. So remember that dragons do not have suits. They correspond to suits, but they are not suited tiles. Let's see what this hand looks like when they're laid out with the tiles. So we have our Kong, Pung, Kong, Pung. And there's no hand in the 2026 playing card that has 2 dragons that are both Kongs. They are Pungs. A backup hand for this would be the year hand, the 2026, the second hand down. They have 2 dragons that are Pungs as well. And again, jokers can go in each of these tile blocks. The tricky part with this hand is possibly misreading the tile structure part. So the dragons have to be Pungs and the number tiles have to be Kongs. So it's Kong, Pung, Kong, Pung. It's not like the other ones where they're Pung, Pung, Kong, Kong. Moving on to the hand that's 5th line down, let's read the parentheses. Any 1 suit. Exposed, 25 points. So we have 3 flowers in this hand, and we have 2 pairs and 1 Pung and 1 Kong. Let's take a look. But before we do that, I intentionally made a mistake when I laid out this hand. And this is a mistake that I've seen happen quite a bit. Tell me if you can identify what that is. I will give you a little bit of time to take a look. So our tile blocks are Pung, pair, pair, Pung, Kong. And the numbered tiles are all 1 suit. Jokers can only go in the Pungs and the Kong. Jokers cannot go in the pairs. Do you see the mistake yet? If you notice that there was a 1 bam in the Pung of flowers, you were absolutely correct. Sometimes if a player is not familiar with the 1 bam and the flower tiles, they can be misidentified. So when you play with a new set, be sure that you know what the 1 bam looks like so you don't mistake it as a flower. And of course, you can use all jokers for a Pung of flowers. That's not a problem. So any tiles that are a Pung, a Kong, a Quint, Sextet, those can all have jokers for their tile blocks. We are looking at the 6th line down. Let's read the parentheses. And this also has a dragon or 2 dragons in the hand. So it says any 3 suits like Kongs, 2, 4, 6, or 8 with matching dragons. It's exposed for 25 points. So your single block of tiles there, the 2, 4, 6, 8 are 1 suit. Then your first Kong is another suit with a dragon that matches that suit. And then your second Kong is another suit with a dragon that matches that 3rd suit that you chose. Now those 2s, they're using 2s there. Those 2s can either be 2s or both can be 4s, both can be 6, or both can be 8s. Let's take a look here. So when I lay the tiles on their side, again, that represents single tile blocks, no jokers. Then we have our Kong, then we have a single tile of a dragon, we have a Kong, and another single tile of a dragon. What's interesting about this hand is you can expose the 2 Kongs without revealing what hand you're playing. That seems to be difficult to do in this card overall. So I'm just switching out the Kongs for different numbers to show that those Kongs can either be 2, 4, 6, 8, or as I'm putting down here, all can be jokers. That's not a problem. One thing that I've seen players do is when they expose their Kong, they'll expose the dragon with it. I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but you cannot do that. So that dragon, that's a no-no. That dragon is a single tile. It does not get exposed with your Kong. We are looking at the 7th line, and this hand has 2 pungs of flowers. So let's read the parentheses. Any 2 suits, the Kong, the one Kong that's in there, can be 2, 4, 6, or 8. This is an exposed hand, and it's worth 30 points, probably because of all those flowers. You'll need tiles that represent 6 flowers, but those 2 pungs are separate. They're separate units. This is not a sextet of flowers. Okay, let's take a look and see what this looks like in the tiles. So we have a pung of flowers. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 singles, and a pung of flowers, and then a Kong of either 2 or 4, 6 or 8. And there has to be 2 suits represented in the numbered tiles. The flowers are suit neutral. If you end up exposing 2 pungs of flowers, other players will know it's either a 2, 4, 6 hand or it's the hand in the Winds and Dragons. There's no other hand on the card that has 2 pungs of flowers. So again, the pungs of flowers can be represented all by jokers. That's a question I often get from beginners. If a pung of flowers can be all jokers. And the answer is yes. We are looking at the 8th line down, which is the last line in the 2, 4, 6, 8 category. So let's read the parentheses. It says any 2 suits, and then it's a closed hand, and it's worth 30 points. So in this category, the only time you can change the numbers is if it tells you that you can change the numbers like it's done in the previous hands. Otherwise, you have to use the numbers printed on the card, and the suits have to be laid out as per the color on the card. You can't mix them up. So the 2, 4, 6, 8 here, both of those 2, 4, 6, 8s cannot be the same suit, and then the pung of 8s be another suit. As we look at these tiles, I have another intentional mistake. Can you spot it? So we have a pair, 3 single tiles, a pung, 3 single tiles, and a pung. Those are not chows because they are not in order. Chows are 3 tiles, consecutive numbers. And yes, if you saw that joker in the pair, that was the mistake. No jokers in a pair. This is definitely a hand that requires a player's vigilance because it's closed. It has a pair and 2 blocks of single tiles. So the only time you can call it discard for either a pair or those single tiles is if it's your Mahjong tile, as well as your pung, since this is a concealed hand. This category includes many high competition tiles, such as the flowers, the 2s, and the 6. And frankly, the 4s for that matter, because in consecutive run, those middle tiles are often required to make their consecutive run. Those are all the hands for the 2, 4, 6, 8 category. Let's take a look at some Charleston modeling. I'm setting up my 14 tiles to flip up on my rack, and you can see that I have 6 rows, 3 tiles each for my right over left and my left over right. I'm just arranging my tiles, getting my flowers and jokers and dragons over there on the left-hand side, and then my winds on the left-hand side, and just putting my suits together in ascending order. Oh, I got 2 jokers. Nice. It looks like I've got 2 flowers here, and I'm going to be doing a forced hand, meaning I am going to force my hand into the 2, 4, 6, 8 category. So this decision-making process is about training my brain to see the 2, 4, 6, 8 category versus how I might do it in a regular Mahjong game. So remember, I'm just really working with the 2, 4, 6, 8 category, and I want to see how close I can get. I passed a south, a 3 crack, and a 7 dot. So I'm going to be also working on defensive passing as best I can. It looks like I passed a 1 dot, a 5 crack, and a 7 crack. So passing that 5 crack and 7 crack isn't the best. I just want to put that out there. Okay, I got, let's see. Oh, I got a 5 dot, a 9 bam, and a 3 bam. I decided to let go of my wind tiles west, so I'm going to be passing a 5 dot, a west, and a 9 bam together. All right, it looks like I got a 3 bam, a 7 dot. There goes my other west, and we got a 6 bam. Okay, so I'm slowly getting some 2, 4, 6s. Let's see what I have here in the tiles. All right, I have a green dragon, a soap, 2 flowers, 2 jokers, a 4 dot, a 6 dot, 2 bam, 4 bam, 6 bam. The last 3 tiles there, the 3 bam, 7 dot, and west, will be passed. So I remember thinking, I don't know where I'm going to go with the 2, 4, 6, 8 category on this. But okay, so I got another soap, and I got a 3 crack, and okay, and I got an 8 dot. All right, I got something. So I'm not feeling like a dragon hand is going to be it, so I probably will start letting those go. I let go of them last in the Charleston, but they're not the same category as flowers, where I try everything I can to not pass flowers. So let's see what I do for this next pass. For sure, I'm going to let go of that 3 crack. I'm thinking here. Okay, there I go, picking a dragon. So I'm going to separate that pair, and it looks like I have a 3 crack. Oh, looks like I am going to pass that flower, but I'm trying to say that's not a good idea. So I think because I'm doing a forced hand category. Okay, I got a 6 dot, an east, and a 2 crack. Okay, let's see where we go with this one. I'm bringing over the other dragon. So I passed the 2 crack, an east, and the green dragon. Let's see what we get. 8 bam. Oh, that's sweet. 2 dot. Okay, great. I've got the 2 dot in there and a 6 crack. I believe that was my last pass. So I am left with a flower, a dragon, a soap, and a 6 crack. I was actually quite surprised at the hand that came in when I looked at this. So can you see a hand where this falls into? I'll let you take a moment and look at the hand for a while. You can put this on pause to see which direction you would go with the tiles that I have left. So I have possibility for that first line, second hand, the pung pung, kong kong, 2 suits. But I do believe I go with a different hand. All right, so bringing the flower back, if I want to use a flower, what hand would I go towards? I've got 2 suits that are fairly strong there. 6 crack. Okay, so I'm thinking quite a bit here. And I'm noticing I have actually a strong possibility for that concealed hand. I have a 2, 4, 6, and then I just need a pung of 8s. I have another 2, 4, 6, and I have the 8 bam. So I have 2 suits, and I actually have no gap. I have a flower. I think the flower is off to the side there to the left. So my jokers can also be part of the pungs of 8s. And my first discard will be the soap tile, and then I will build from there. Let me know what you think about these Charleston modeling exercises. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you just want one? Do you want more than one? Let me know down in the comments. I also really appreciate it when folks let me know about their learning styles. And I really do want to hear what works for you in these videos, what does not work for you in these videos. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.